Well, welcome to the Park City Market Talk webinar, where you get the latest news about what's been happening in the Park City real estate market. I'm Ron Wilstein, a broker here at Keller Williams Real Estate in Park City.
And I'm Ed Knapp, the buyer's consultant for the Wilstein team. And we're here to share with you what's been happening in Park City, and particularly what's happening in our real estate market. We want to mention that we are broadcasting this evening from our offices near the Canyons Resort in Park City, Utah. We bring these presentations to you live each month on the second Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We do this to be your source for current information about Park City real estate.
That's right, and we present our Market Talk webinars to keep you informed of any changes that occur in the Park City real estate market. We're also here to answer any questions that you may have, and so if we don't happen to cover it in this evening's presentation, feel free to contact us afterwards, and we will be more than happy to assist you in any way that we can. We've got less than a week now for skiing and snowboarding. You were out today, weren't you?
It was incredible. 18 inches, 14 degrees, and untracked powder all over all of the mountains.
It really has been awesome. I was out yesterday thinking to myself, it's amazing that the last 2 weeks of the ski season is when I'm pulling out my powder skis.
And in fact, about 4 out of the last 5 years, Ron, it's been that good. So those of you that are listening, don't forget to come out and visit us towards the end of the season next year.
That's right. But for this season, you got a couple more days, all the way through to Sunday. And we should mention that not only is Park City Mountain Resort, the Canyons, and Deer Valley closing after this Sunday, but really all of the resorts here in the Utah area, with the exception of Snowbird. How long is Snowbird going to stay open for?
Every one of Utah's resorts will be closing after this weekend, with the sole exception of Snowbird. Snowbird is scheduled to remain open, through Memorial Day or May 30th of this year. They frequently cut back to a weekend-only schedule as their season comes to an end. So be sure to double-check their schedules before you make a trip up there.
All right. So with that in mind, let's jump into our Park City market update. And let's look at what topics we have for this evening.
We're going to begin today's presentation by giving you an update on the Park City real estate market. We look back over the past 12 months to see what has been selling in Park City and where the property values are going.
That's right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to answer a question that we're frequently asked, especially it seems like this time of year, and that is namely, when is the best time to put my home on the market here in Park City?
Next, we're going to take a minute or two to show you some slick features on our new website that you may want to try out. It's a great website.
Yep. And finally, we want to share with you why this time of year is especially good timing to get a very good deal on real estate. The end of the ski season and right before the summer months represent some of the best times during the entire year to purchase property in Park City at a discount. So that's what's in store for us tonight.
Before we get to our topics for today's presentation, we want to remind you that you can always go back and watch past Park City Market Talk webinars. We've covered a variety of topics on frequently asked questions, and you can watch them anytime you wish. Simply go to thewilsteinteam.com/webinar.php and select the webinar covering the topics that interest you. They are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So let's get started and take a look at what past sales look like.
That's right. And by the way, we actually did make a change on our webinar today. On our screen right in front of you, thewilsteinteam.com/webinar archives is actually the address to go to see that on our new site. All right, so let's get to the real important stuff. Before we jump into the market data, we wanted to take a moment to congratulate Jeremy Wilstein, my son, who was recently a finalist in the top 30 under 30 agents across the country, awarded this by the National Association of Realtors.
Jeremy was a finalist in the final group of 50 realtors for this prestigious recognition and award. And while he didn't make the final cut of 30 agents, we certainly want to congratulate Jeremy for his accomplishment. First, in his excellent consultation to buyers seeking to purchase real estate.
Yep, does a great job there.
And to this noteworthy accomplishment to be recognized among our country's finest young professionals in the industry. Way to go, Jeremy. Jeremy was also featured this past Saturday in the Park Record newspaper, where he was interviewed by Steve Phillips. And he wrote a great article on Jeremy. So if you get a chance, go look at the Park Record and see that article. It's a great article.
Now, I might add that Jeremy is usually here on our Market Talk webinars, although it is becoming a more common fixture here among us. But he's not here because he went down to the airport to pick up his girlfriend, who's been out of town for 2 weeks.
And I might also mention, Ron, that he is in the Park City Follies. For those of you that are close enough to go to the Egyptian Theater, he's going to be performing again this weekend starting on Thursday night at the Park City Follies.
That's right. Hopefully you have tickets. They sell out every year. I believe they're sold out again. And
I'm going Thursday night.
Excellent. I'm going for the closing night, Jeremy's Secret Other Identity. All right, so let's get into the business. Enough about Jeremy. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the Park City real estate market. We're looking specifically at information that covers closed sales over the past 12 months. So we're going from April 1st, 2012 through to March 31st, 2013. And then we'll compare it to the sales activity for that same period the year before.
Now, the total number of homes, condominiums, and vacant land sold during the past 12 months is up by 17%, or 180 sales, from the total number of sales during the same period of time the year before. There were 1,242 sales in Park City over the past year compared to 1,062 the year before.
Now let's break that down a little bit for you. 529 home sales had sold during the past year compared to 450 sales the year before. So we're 79 more home sales, an increase of 18%. Condominium sales were also up, this time by 12%, with 538 sales this past year compared to 479 sales the year before. So that's up 59 sales. Lot sales were up by 42 sales, or 32%. Sales rose from 133 sales to 175 this past year. So all three categories, sales are up. Very, very good news.
Really good news.
Yep.
Now let's take a look more closely at what sold. Home sales in Park City, up 14% from the year before, with 178 sales during the past 12 months compared to 156 the year before. Home sales are also up in the Snyderville Basin, 351 sales during the past year compared to 294 the year before, and an increase of 57 sales, or 19%. Very good news.
When we turn to condominium sales, they were mixed, with them rising within the Park City limits and falling in the Park City County area, the Snyderville Basin. Condominium sales rose by 29% within the Park City limits, with 333 closed sales within this past year compared to 259 the year before, an increase in 74 sales. Condo sales in the Snyderville Basin, however, fell by 15 sales, or 7%, from 220 sales the previous year to 205 over the past 12 months.
And then within the Park City limits, lot sales rose by 26 sales, with 50 sales this past year compared to 24 the year before, up 108%. That tells you that developers are out there and they're building properties because they think the market's going up.
And that's real positive, because we actually need some more inventory, and they will build it for us.
Lot sales rose in the county area with 16 more sales during the past 12 months compared to the year before. This past year, we saw 125 sales in the Snyderville Basin compared to 109 sales the year before. This amounts to a 15% increase year over year.
So all in all, we're continuing to see the number of sales increasing each month. It's very, very positive, and we're leading some of the different areas across the country with this positive move. Now, from time to time, we like to remind everyone of where the Park City market has been at its highs as well as its lows, and where we are today. So you may have seen this chart before, but we want to bring it before you again just so you can see what has happened in the history of Park City. As you can see, the height of the Park City real estate market was in 2005, when we had a record number of sales with 2,989 sales. That's homes, condominiums, and vacant land. That's in the Park City area and the Snyderville Basin. Then it fell significantly for 4 years in a row, depicted by the red bar graphs, to a low of 693 sales, and that was a painful time.
2009.
Ouch. I remember those days, and I'm glad they're a memory of the past and not the present.
They are behind us, yes.
Yep. Ever since then, you can see that we've had steady climbing for the past 3 years and are now at very low inventories that actually parallel the height of our market in 2005, but in one sense in a healthier market because there isn't that crazy financing available, and people are just buying everything whether they were qualified or not. So all in all, that's positive. That's where we've been. That's where we are today.
But interest rates still are very close to 50-year lows.
Interest rates are just unbelievably low.
Come talk to us about it. We'll tell you about it. Now let's talk about prices. Property values are mixed in all three categories: homes, condominiums, and vacant land. Home prices are up 12% within the Park City limits. The median home price rose during the past year to $1,100,000, up from $980,000 the previous year. That's really good news. Property values fell by the slightest margin in the Snyderville Basin from about $645,000 to $642,500 during the past year. Basically flat, a decline of just percentage points.
That's right. It's actually less than 1%.
Yes.
So while we'd like to be going up, it's pretty much flat there. Condominium prices were also mixed, falling in this case within the city limits and rising in the county area. A median price for condominiums within the Park City limits fell by $39,500 or 7%. That was from the $529,500 median price to $490,000 during the past year. Condo prices rose by 2% in the Snyderville Basin, rising from $265,000 the year before to $271,500 this past year. So a little bit of an interchange and juggling going on there.
And in accordance with the numbers we just gave you on land and lot sales, land values rose in the city and the county areas. The median price for vacant land in Park City was $515,000, up 25% from $412,500 the year before. Lot prices in the Snyderville Basin rose by 14% over the previous year. They climbed by $30,000 from $209,000 to $239,000, an excellent increase.
So there you have it. That's kind of an overview of where the market is. And those of you who join us regularly know we cover this every month, so you can be aware of the latest and greatest, hopefully, changes in our marketplace. So let's move on. We're frequently asked by property owners, when is the best time of the year to sell my home or my condominium? And so we're going to address that question right now. And frankly, it depends on the type of property one is considering selling.
Yeah, that's right, Ron. The answer varies depending on the type of property. A ski condo or a second home, vacation home property sees the greatest amount of buyer activity during the ski season when many people are here on vacation, having a great time skiing or riding, and they decide that they want a place of their own in Park City to come back to. So while we sell condominiums and rental properties year-round, ski and vacation homes are seen in person by vacationers, not just over the internet, during the snow season, and that in turn helps them sell easier.
Now, in the case of single-family homes or primary residences, they sell year-round as well, but they typically see an increase in the activity during the summer months. This is when many families will move in between the school year, and these same buyers, however, will start their property search online well in advance of coming to Park City to see what's available and to learn the market. In fact, we frequently see buyers start to search for properties over the internet months, if not years in advance of a move, sometimes a year or two out.
Buyers these days have become so accustomed to searching for properties online and well before they plan to buy, there really isn't a preferred time to be on the market in order to sell a property. Once you've decided that you want to sell your home, condo, and vacant land, that is the time to put your property on the market. The buyers who are interested in the type of property you own and wish to sell will find your property as they search online and as their realtors send them properties that match what they're looking for.
So while there may be times of the year that seem to favor buyers coming here for homes or for condominiums, you really, if you're planning to be on the market and you want to sell your property, put it on now. They're ultimately going to find it. And tell you the thing that we've been seeing, and in fact Jeremy's not here to tell us about tonight, but he's been working with two different clients who, when they first contacted him, said not interested in buying for a year. Another one said not 2 years, and right now he's under contract with one and the other is about to write an offer. So sometimes they search, they come out here, and even though they thought they were going to wait a year or two, They find the property they like, and away they go.
And once they come here, Ron, they fall in love with Park City.
Well, that's why we're here.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about our website a little bit. We've been introducing it. We just came out with this new site a couple months ago. You can go to the site by BuyParkCityRealEstate.com or the WilsteinTeam.com. We'll take you there. And what we decided we're going to do is each month during our webinar, we're going to just take a little bit of time to show you a trick or two or a tip on it. So I'm putting before you an image of the website. I just want to give you an example of searching for properties. And what I'm going to do is on this main screen here where my cursor is under location, I'm simply going to type in Pinebrook. And you can, of course, put price ranges in. You could differentiate bedrooms, bathrooms, but I'm going to hit that, the search button, and let it search. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, so here we see properties in Pinebrook, and we've got this map here, and of course they're indicated here. You can hover over it with your mouse and you'll get the details, and you can click view details and see the property. What's nice about this site, you can go in the upper right hand corner. If you don't want to see the map, you can go to satellite and get a little more of the image of the land with the streets marked there, which is very, very helpful. Now, whether it's the map or the satellite, I want you to notice to the left side this man here, which when I put my cursor over him, he kind of leans forward almost to say, what do you want me to do now?
Yep.
What we like about this site is you can actually drag him anywhere on the site, whether or not there's a listing there or not, and say, well, maybe I want to see what's happening over here, and it takes you there. And so without getting in your car and driving here, there you are, and you see the view from that location. You can, of course, look to the left a little bit, see what's going on, look up in the air, see if any birds are flying by, and you can scroll around here and take a look in the opposite direction. And you can just keep going around, see what's behind you if this was a property. Now, I'm just taking a little hike, taking a little walk, so I'm on the road. I can move my cursor and head up the street a little ways, and let's go see what's around the curve. And that's the beauty of this site. You can go anywhere, and you can see what's around it, see the views, take in the neighborhood, and you can do this anywhere in the Park City area, in Deer Valley. See what's around, and you don't even need a listing. Most sites, if you do this at all, there needs to be a listing here. You just kind of grab that guy and you take a walk with him.
This is incredibly powerful, this website.
It is. We're enjoying it quite a bit. Now, if you happen to either choose one of these icons, and I'll just click on this one, it will take us to the listing. And of course, once you're there, you're going to be automatically scroll through different pictures of the property. You can inquire for some information, request a showing. You can get a bird's eye view here. If you click on that, you're going to have an overhead view where you see the property and, again, everything that's around it.
That's really incredible, Ron.
And again, the street view, let's see what's around that property. Let's just take a look. And you can look in one direction or the other, or the views. So pretty slick, and if you're not here in Park City, it saves you hopping on an airplane.
When are you going to add the smell?
Now you're onto something. The smell will be next. Well, some smells. There's some areas we want to go to. I'm not sure we want to smell them. Anyway, check it out. Each month we're going to give you another tip, but have fun with it, and we hope that you do enjoy our new website. We're certainly enjoying it a lot.
It's an incredibly powerful website.
It is, and we're making upgrades, and we're loading up with searches so that to make your process, if you're a buyer looking for property, really, really easy. And then we're loading up webinars like what we're doing today on individual neighborhoods, telling you specific details. So much more to come. We'll feature that in months to follow. All right, so let's move on to our last topic for the evening. As we come to the close of a ski and snowboard season, we're entering into a new buying opportunity, if you will, for shrewd investors. The time at the end of the ski season frequently aligns buyers and sellers together in a way that often is not possible at any other time of the year.
If a property has been on the market throughout the ski season without selling, by the end of the season, most sellers are either ready to take the property off the market or are highly motivated to sell it now.
That's right. So there's definitely a change of heart going on in their minds. During the ski season, an owner may wish to sell his or her property, but at the same time, if it's an income generating property, they're kind of happy about getting their best income that they see for the entire year. So while they want to sell, they're a little bit mixed. While they want to sell their property, they like the rental income coming in. This is, of course, if your property is in a rental program. But by the end of the ski season, if they have not sold their property for whatever reason, their motivation to sell usually rises, and they are often willing to reduce their list price or accept a lower sales price for the property because they're about to go into several months where they will receive little or no rental income from it. And so they know that they're going to need to cover their expenses in the months to follow, and maybe this is a time, especially if they have a mortgage, that they would rather sell it at a discount, get out from underneath it, and that creates an opportunity for a buyer.
And buyers always want good deals. If they can buy a property at a discount, they're happy and they'll jump at the opportunity.
Yep.
And many buyers, after they purchase a property, want to make some changes or renovations to it. So they often don't mind the down months following ski season. They may wish to use that time to remodel the property and use it some and get ready for the next ski season. So they will naturally try to buy a property for less money. If sellers are now willing to discount some, deals can be struck. So it works out well for both the buyer and the seller. So if you're interested in owning a Park City property, now is the time to shop for one and to take advantage of the timing and the opportunity that is before you right now. If you can find the right property, this is a great time to buy it. And again, we mentioned interest rates too, Ron.
That's right. They're low, so if you're looking to do it with a loan, couldn't have a better situation. Now, both Jeremy and Ed have pinpointed the best deals in the marketplace. We're constantly looking at that, and they narrow that down for their clients. Because they are priced well, they usually sell pretty quickly, but if you're interested, you want to contact them now. They also know, through interfacing with other Park City realtors, which sellers are now becoming more motivated to sell the property for the reasons we just discussed. Even if they haven't yet lowered the price, some agents will know that their seller is moving into greater motivation, and this is the time to bring a lower offer and see if the seller will take it. So having that direct contact that Ed and Jeremy have with those other agents often will help us identify properties that wouldn't otherwise be readily known that they could be excellent buys. Now, if you are interested in finding out about the best deals and the ones that match your criteria for what you're looking for, call or email or fill out one of the forms on our website under the buying headline at thewilsteinteam.com, and Ed or Jeremy will match you up with the best deals, and then you can decide if they're the right property for you.
You can also go to our website, sign up, and put in your search criteria for what you're looking for. And it will automatically notify you of every new property that comes on the market that matches your criteria. This is a great, great service. We won't call you unless you want us to do so, but our website will notify you immediately before other buyers hear about the properties, thus giving you the first opportunity to learn about or buy the property you're looking for.
That's right. In a situation now where we're seeing the best deals have limited inventory, being notified first and fastest is really quite important. So here's how our website works. You can search around, you can find all sorts of good information, just like we demonstrated. You can listen to other informative webinars, you name it. There's a lot of stuff on there, and we will be adding to it frequently. If you do start doing searches, once you've gone through a couple of pages, all of a sudden this registration window will pop up if you haven't seen this before. And I don't know, if you're like me, you kind of go, I don't know if I want to register. Am I going to get hassled and bugged by someone? Am I going to get on someone's nasty mailing list? And the fact is you're not. We don't sell anybody's names or contact information. All you would do is you put your name in there, your email address, and you assign yourself a password, and that will allow you to go on there, search for properties, and as Ed has pointed out, you can put in your criteria, and the site will notify you immediately when any properties either get listed in that criteria or maybe there's a price change and it's reduced, and you're going to be the first to get notified of it. So we won't call you, we won't bug you. We respect your privacy and your desire to hunt around on your own, and we're kind of busy.
And of course, if you have trouble getting that criteria put together, don't be afraid to call us, and we'll be happy to enter your name and the criteria you're looking for in the website. And again, you can be proactive on this and just let us know if you want more information. It's the fastest and most effective way for you to learn about new properties that come on the market that match your search criteria, and without being bugged by a real estate agent or a salesperson.
That's right. So there you have it in terms of how you can be the first to hear about the deals, realize the timing of our marketplace right now. There's great opportunities out there. Embrace the ability to get notified if you want. Don't worry about it. You can always be pulled off, and periodically the website will actually say, are you happy with your criteria? Do you want to change it? And you're free to do that. So,
and Ron, I might say that we're seeing a lot of properties come on the market. The well-priced properties are selling in 1, 5, 7, 10 days. And so you need to be knowledgeable about what those properties are, because the competition can be stiff if it comes on the market and it's a good property.
Yeah. So with that in mind, we always devote the last portion of our webinar for any questions or answers that our live listening audience have. So if you have any, feel free to put them into the Q&A box underneath our picture, and we will do our best to answer your questions. We want to remind you that you can always watch this evening's webinar or any of our past webinars by going to the WilsteinTeam.com/webinars, and there they will be hosted there. This recording will get posted tomorrow at some point, and so that's available for you. And our newsletter. Let's talk about our newsletter. I'm kind of stealing the thunder on it here.
That's okay.
This is our latest newsletter. Many of you have already received that, but if this is your first time visiting and you'd like to receive this periodic update, just send us an email with your name and address, and we'll put you on that mailing list. And always has good information. Some other good tips for discounts.
And if you're considering selling your property now or in the near future, we'd like to send you our latest issue of our Smart Seller magazine. It will provide you with valuable information to help you sell your Park City property faster and for more money than traditional approaches used. To receive your copy of the Smart Seller magazine, send us a quick email and include your mailing address, and we'll drop one in the mail to you.
All right. So with that in mind, let's see what we have for questions. Question number 1. Timing in terms of offers. We're being asked that in this marketplace with limited inventory, how fast do you have to write an offer basically once you find the property?
Pretty quick.
There you go.
Not only that, let me speak to some issues that we might talk about.
Okay.
We write conditions in the offer for you to make sure that you both can check the physical and financial aspects of the property out without worrying that you're committed to buying the property until you review and approve those conditions.
Yeah.
So we tell people to write your offer first, then do your due diligence and decide whether or not you want to buy the property. And it's pretty standard. We're a town where a lot of people are out of the area and often can't get to the property soon enough. But somebody is willing to write those offers oftentimes, and we can write clauses into the contract that will protect you until you can get out here to take a look at the property.
That's right. And I'll tell you, it also depends on the property. We're familiar with what the history is, how long it's been on the market, if there's been price reductions, and we often can contact the listing agent, find out what sort of activity they've had. If we see a property that's priced very attractively / aggressive, yes, what Ed said is exactly right. You want to act very quickly on it if you want it. I mean, you don't want to buy a property you obviously don't want to buy, but if you're interested in it, act quickly. We can provide you with market data so you know the proper price, because you don't want to delay a little bit and be in a situation where you're in a multiple offer scenario. That creates more uncertainty. There's only one property. There's only going to be one person who successfully purchased it. And you're going to be in a competitive situation. Maybe you have to pay more than you need to in order to be the winner. So that can be avoided. On the other hand, you may be looking at a property that's been on the market for some time, is overpriced, and there's different strategies.
It needs an adjustment, shall we say.
It needs an adjustment. And sometimes we write an offer encouraging sellers to make that adjustment. And
well, I'd like to say that one of the things that you can do is go to the website that Ron just showed you and really feel like you're walking down the street. You can feel like you're in a helicopter hovering over the property. You can see where everything is in the neighborhood and get a real feel. And if you're already familiar with Park City, it will only make that website even more powerful.
that's right. So we want you to be comfortable with the process, but the market has definitely changed. It's starting to favor the sellers, and we're seeing a lot of buyers coming out to buy. So, well, we have a quiet group tonight. That's it for the questions. So
our next Park City Market Talk webinar will be held on Tuesday, May 14th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and we hope you'll join us again.
that's right. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to call Jeremy or Ed or myself, 1-800-535-0151. And from Park City, the last week of skiing and snowboarding, we're signing off tonight.
Have a good evening.
Good night.